If you lived here 7 years ago, you might remember this. Protesters from all over the country came to march through uptown Charlotte during the Democratic National Convention.
Well, today, leaders all sat together to plan for just that type of thing during next year's Republican National Convention. Channel 9's Mark Becker helped guide us through the preparations for the DNC back then and all the protesting that happened as well.
Now he's live for us tonight. Mark, what are they expecting? Anything different next year this time?
Well, Erica, this is the first time we've really had a chance to question the people who will be in charge of security here, and they didn't give us a lot of detail, frankly, but we could get an idea of what they're thinking and where they're going to be heading with this. First of all, a lot has changed since 2012. Take a look behind me of all of those buildings. How many of those were there back in 2012? Some of them weren't. So providing security at this convention will be a much bigger challenge. One thing we did see last time, and we'll surely see again, is police. Lots of police from Charlotte, around the state, and around the country, for that matter. No one is talking about specific numbers, but Chief Kerr Putney said today we can expect to see thousands of officers, and there will be many more we don't see. The Secret Service hasn't decided how big the security perimeter will be this time, but it will include the convention center, they say, and will almost certainly include more of uptown Charlotte than it did in 2012. There are a lot more people, of course, living in uptown Charlotte now than there were in 2012. They have to be able to get to work and back, and there will be a lot more businesses also who will have to be worrying about their employees coming and going, and that's going to be a bigger challenge. And the man in charge of the security plan for the Secret Service said the real balancing act will be keeping the city running and safe at the same time.
The ultimate goal, the paramount goal here, is that those folks are safe and ensuring the safety of the citizens, the businesses, and the visitors to the area that week.
Well, Bill Gladdy, who is in charge, a man just speaking with the Secret Service, said they hope to have specifics probably by early summer when we will know exactly which parts of uptown will be in that secure zone, and that will, of course, be a very important decision that they're going to be making as they evaluate everything, but they're really just getting started. Scott?
Yeah, a lot of work yet to do, Mark. We were talking about this in the newsroom earlier. And I was asking you the question, do they think that because of the polarized kind of political climate we're in right now, that any protest that would come around the RNC would be a lot more maybe violent, or there'd be a lot more people coming to protest? Did they talk at all about they think this might be a bigger event than the DNC, or did they not just get into that today?
Well, they didn't talk whether they think it's going to be bigger, but I think everyone pretty much expects that will be the case. And the head man for the FBI here really took that question and said, look, we want to make sure that people can exercise their First Amendment rights freely here. But if they're coming to cause trouble, he says, we'll have a problem with that and we'll respond.
Oh, the goal and the hope is that everyone can exercise their right and protest and everything will be fine and there won't be any major problems. We'll hope that's the case. Thanks, Mark.